Hey everybody, what's up? It is Doug at Spooky Villages. Really excited for this. Probably the most excited video of the year. This is the 2021 Lemax Spooky Town Preview video. I have 3 guests on here, 2 normal ones and a new one, and really excited to talk to everybody. And before we get in the introductions and we just start going through these, because we have a bunch of buildings and accessories to talk about, I just want to say, just to not confuse some of you people, that Lemax announced the normal line buildings right now. The Michaels exclusive buildings are going to come later on this year. So this does not include the Michaels buildings. This does not include everything. Just letting you know if you're watching this at a later date, this is just the standard line buildings that you can get from your dealers. So speaking of dealers, Ryan, say hello. It's good to have Ryan on. Ryan's a good dude. Say what's up, man, and kind of give your backstory.
Yeah, how you guys doing? Glad I could be on here. Thanks for having me, Doug. I'm Ryan Fitch. I'm the owner of Horners Nation. A lot of you see me on the Facebook groups and whatnot. I kind of linger around there, throw some jokes out there, help people fix some stuff, sell some stuff, and I'm kind of an avid collector myself. So thank you for having me. Good to see you, Landon. Good to see you, Kelly. And thanks for having me, Doug.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Kelly, Landon, you guys want to say what's up?
Hey guys, glad to be back. I'm really excited about this video.
What's up, guys? This is Landon, also at Halloween Channel. Extra excited to do this one. You know, in our Department 56 video, we were frankly not impressed, but it's a little bit different for Lemax, let's say.
Now let's not give away the farm. Although, if you guys are probably, a lot of the people watching this, or maybe not, have thumbed through the website to see what Lemax put up. And this is going to be a really fun discussion. So what we're going to try and do here, I've tried to organize this just with pictures, just a couple pictures, one of the buildings, and then we're going to try and talk about some of the corresponding accessories, which I think is cool. Lemax does have some corresponding accessories with some of these buildings that I think they theme really, really well. And there's a lot of buildings for different people. So let me start to share, and we will just get into this kind of. If you've watched these previews before, we just have all the guests kind of just, come in there and basically just kind of riff on the things. It's going to be fun to talk about. So everybody see me?
Yes.
All right, let's get into this one. We're going to skip all over the place. Now, I'm going to say because of this, just seeing the pictures, I don't know what's animated or not. So just excuse some of the ignorance with that. I'm not sure at the viewing of this, if what is animated or not from just the stills. So I'm just wanted to let you guys know out there, but Apparition Academy, School for New Ghosts. Let's, Ryan, you're the new guy here. What do you think here?
Well, I can tell you one thing. The price point is $29.99 for this. So this is going to be just a bulb lit building. It's not going to be any animation. It's going to just have the light come through the windows as you see in the picture. Cool little building. I like it. It's kind of old school, like the guy in the back hanging on the spring there. Bounce around a little bit. Has the, it looks like it has some fake lights on the side. Those aren't actually going to light up. Those black lights on the side of the building. But it's a cool, nice little building. Nice and small, tuck away in a corner. I like it.
Yeah, it's nice for a town, I think. I like, and I like ghosts. I'm a big fan of ghosts. It seems like they don't get done as much as maybe you would think. Kelly, what do you think?
Yeah, I was just sitting here thinking there's just not enough ghost stuff. I love anything ghost themed. It seems like we always get haunted houses, but to actually have a building to fit into a town, I think is really exciting. I love the idea that new ghosts are learning how to it reminds me of Beetlejuice is kind of what I'm thinking of. And I think this is really great. I'm a sucker for the bulb lit pieces. So, and I love that we're getting the pricing. So that's great. Thanks, Ryan, for that. Because we usually don't, I guess we kind of touch on it, but I think this is great for that price point. It's cute. I do like that ghost on the spring too. They whenever they have that in a piece, I'm drawn to that. So very cute little piece.
Yep. Landon?
And talking about the lighting on this piece, first of all, I think it's really cool. I especially love the we keep to protect the disembodied voice. I love that. I think that this piece would actually look really good with those purple spotlights that Lemax makes, because you know how the ghost stuff that shows well with the purple light or black light. So if you were going to add extra lighting on this specific building, I think that would work very well.
Yeah, I'd agree. I use those purple lights for my water tower or a billboard normally, but it would work well for here.
With that
This
green
is,
paint on there, it's probably gonna pop a little bit with the purple.
oh
Like,
yeah,
well, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. I like the green on there too, like the ectoplasma look. I dig it. It's a cool little town building. And next, we're going to get to one that I'm very excited about. Finally, Lemax has a Ferris wheel in the Halloween line that doesn't cost a fortune. So Web of Terror. I am jacked for this one because I have talked about spiders are one of my favorite themes. They're like criminally underdone. And this is like perfect for a Ferris wheel. The Wheel of Horror was the last one that Lemax did, and that one is very tough to find. I have a review of one on this channel if you're curious what they look like, but that's skull theme. This is like perfect with the spider, the way with the web on the side of the wheel, and I cannot wait for this. I'm definitely buying this piece. I'm going to be one of the first ones I get this year. I hope it's at Michael's just to see for some of you guys out there, because I know it's how a lot of people see, but I would imagine dealers are going to sell a lot of this one. So we'll go same order here for this one. Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah, I like this a lot. I will say I am a little confused about the cars. They look like they're kind of like split apples almost.
Yeah,
But I mean, what are you gonna do with the spider theme? You know, I guess they could have done little cocoons or something like that. But I do like it. It's a very cool piece. I like the new lighting they're using. Looks like it's hidden under like a plexiglass,
mm-hmm.
and it's that same strip LED lighting they used on the side of the Circus Funhouse, which is very durable, going to last you a long time, which is always a question with some of the lighting on these pieces.
Yeah.
I like that it has a separate ticket counter like they used to do. You know, a lot of the old Carnival pieces. You don't see that very often on the newer ones. And for $94.99, it's not a bad piece.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good to have the pricing for it. I mean, the Ferris wheel is like the staple of the carnival.
Yeah.
Landon, what do you think here?
Okay, so fun fact, I actually had an idea for this a long time ago. A few years ago, I was actually talking with Doug specifically. It's like, man, wouldn't a spider Ferris wheel be cool? But I always thought that maybe it was going to be pumpkin Ferris wheel because everyone loves the pumpkin stuff. And
I kind of figured there'd be a pumpkin one too. I figured they were going to do a Ferris wheel soon because they used this Ferris wheel chassis on other things, and it's been what, 2000? When was Wheel of Horror? Was it 2008 or 10? I don't remember.
2010.
Okay, but it's been a decade, and they've done other Ferris wheels, you know, in the Christmas line, and in the didn't they have one for the Americana, or was it the Christmas?
Yeah, the giant wheel, and there was they still had two different ways.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. So because they had that chassis and they hadn't done it for a while, I figured they had to do a Ferris wheel. Kelly, what were your thoughts?
I can reiterate a lot of what you guys said already, but I am so excited about this piece. It's yay, finally another Ferris wheel. People have been clamoring for one for a long time. I think it's so clever how they did the spider web as part of the Ferris wheel side. So it's like the spider is sitting on its web ready to, you know, grab its victims. And it is, I mean, it is scary. And when you're looking at the writers, I always check to see if they're, if they are people or if they're like monsters. And it looks like these are all kind of like, they'll fit more into like a haunted carnival, which is cool because the Wheel of Horror, on the other hand, has like little costumed riders. So there it's more for like a trick or treat kind of like I have a normal village and then I have my monster village. So it's like that we now have one for each, which I think is really, really cool.
Yeah, this could be like a carnival style ride. I could see this like, or a big amusement park, but I could see it as like a pop-up carnival Ferris wheel.
Yes.
To go with what Ryan said on the cars, yeah, I guess it's the poison apple vibe. I think that they're going for. I agree. I don't know. It makes total sense, but I like how there's at least spiders on every one of them. I like the purple. I dig this piece. I love this one. And you know what? Out there, I can just tell you guys already, this will be collectible at some point. So buy 2 of them. Like if you want to run one every year, you're going to save yourself a lot of money. Then in the future when they retire this, because if you just go by history, they do one a decade. You know, you're talking a while before they do another one. Although this one will probably be in production for a few years, I would guess. And I dig that lighting. I think that looks great. The Colossus Ferris wheel at the Six Flags in St. Louis has similar lighting on the side that goes like that, except it's orange. It lights up like a jack-o'-lantern, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I can't wait to talk about that one, and I think people are going to dig that one. So let's move on here. What's next? Zombie Records. All right, Kelly, I'll let you start off on this one. We'll swap around. What do you think?
I think it's a solid little piece. If you're into zombies, I think you're gonna really like this one. I love that it looks like a jukebox. I think that's really clever. I think again, bulb lit. It looks like no, maybe not. It looks like we have some black light going, but
I think there's some other lights. Yeah.
Yeah, very cute. It's hard for me because zombies are not my thing, but I think this is a really solid little piece, and it will complement like if you're doing a haunted downtown, I think it would fit in there. I think that's really cool. And I do like record stores. They're one of my favorite things to do is just go look for old records.
Yep.
And so I think that's really cool.
Landon, what do you think?
I dig this piece. Aesthetically, it reminds me, and I think that you could pair this very well with it. It reminds me very much of the Crypt Casino that came out a few years ago. I think this would be a fantastic companion piece for that. My big thing is I wonder if it has a soundtrack because it's a record store. Again, we're just going off pictures here, so.
Well, Ryan, if Ryan has the pricing, I bet we can guess whether it has a soundtrack or not.
I'm guessing it does not. It is $39.99.
Yeah,
and it looks like it's going to be considered an inside scene piece. It is a 4.5 volt, so it's not a bulb lit. That's why you have the LEDs.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree with Landon. It's definitely going to fit with like maybe the Crypt Casino or some of the more. I'm not a fan of them taking something like this and trying to make a building into a real item, like a jukebox like this. But it is a pretty cool piece. And if it had a soundtrack, I'd probably buy one, but I don't think it's going to.
Yeah, I don't think it does, not for that price, but it's a cool inside piece. I like how it's like, I dig like it's a jukebox thing. If you want to put it with the what is it, Heebie Jeebies Rock Club, that would work with Heebie Jeebies if you have that one, which is kind of an older classic piece. And with the whole zombie thing, like with the zombie diner, or I'm screwing up the name. The blacklight piece, is it Zombie Cafe?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Zombie Cafe. Yep.
Yep. There's a few zombie pieces like that you could go with like it. So I think it's pretty cool. I think some people will dig it. Let's see what we have next here. All right. This is the fun.
Winner.
Yep. So this was the winner of the what was it? You pick it, we build it. Someone
build it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
someone designed this, or came up with the idea for it, and Lemax built it. And I like this one. First off, I'm a whiskey fan. That's really my only drink is whiskey. And to have a cool, spooky distillery here, like if you would ignore the people or skeletons here, this could actually be like a cool distillery or something dressed up for Halloween almost. So I'm here in St. Louis. We have breweries. If you pick up a rock downtown and throw one, you'll find a brewery or microbrewery or distillery. And there's a ton of old brick places like this. And it kind of has that Wasteland Pub vibe too on the top of it with those flames. And even, I just noticed, I didn't see this before. It's got the ghosts on the back. I think it's pretty badass for the you pick it, you name it thing. So Ryan, you can go here next, kind of rotate around. What do you think?
Yeah, so the person that designed this, it was very smart when they designed it. They obviously are Lemax collectors, because if they designed all these parts into it, they obviously are collectors, because there's the ghost from last house on the left. There's the Wasteland Pub flames coming out the top. The whole building looks kind of like a couple of the breweries they have for the regular Village line. It's a really cool building, I think. Obviously, it's going to have animation with the guys rotating around the bottom there. Possibly the center sack is going to turn as well. A lot of moving parts, which I don't always like with Lemax because we know what happens sometimes. But
yeah,
I think it's going to be very cool. And this one's going to be $109.99. So it is a pricey piece. And I'm just looking at it now. It does have the ramp, like the toy factory, with the beer bottles going up too.
Oh yeah. There's a lot going on here. This is one of your showcase pieces. This is going to be one of the big flagship pieces of the year here. Kelly, what do you think on it?
I think it's incredible. the more I'm looking at it, the more stuff is popping out at me. I'm seeing so many cool elements to this. I love the copper look. We don't have that on a lot of pieces, so I think that's really cool. And so you said like this is going to be like about the spider web, sorry, the Ferris wheel, that was like the must buy one. I think this is going to be the one that people are clamoring for in 10 years, or like, why didn't I collect it when I saw it? This is the one I think people are going to really, really gravitate towards. I think it's incredible. It kind of does now that you mention it, it looks like it does have some elements of the Toy Factory from last year. And I know how much people like that one, or well, it was kind of, they like the mechanisms on it, but I think this is amazing. I think well done.
Landon, what do you think?
This one, with the exception of the Ferris wheel and one that's to come, this is the one that I'm most excited for. Like Ryan mentioned, it looks very spectacular animation-wise, but it also looks very cool as far as like the lighting. Like I'm sure those flames on the top will pulsate. Maybe the lights that are on the copper area will do
This
something.
here looks like something might be happening.
Some kind of flow, yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like that evil spirit sign may light up or do something cool. So. No, I'm pumped for this one. This, again, it's one of the ones I'm most excited for. I can't wait for it.
Would we agree here? I think that, do you think this is the best? I mean, we haven't seen it in motion, but would you say it was the best of the you name it buildings that they've done? To me, for Halloween, it's just like a no question. Like this, they crushed this one, it looks like. And it was a great concept too. I thought that, the Spooky Distillery. The one thing I'll just say on it, I forget who brought up the copper stills. I really do like how that looks. And even there's an inside scene here with more copper stills. Like it's like a cool distillery. And it looks like a lot of yellow lighting on this one, which is going to be cool with the flames. I like it. Looks like it's going to be a yellow orange building that's lit up. You don't have the green, I don't think. So just let it be that color, and I think it'll look sweet with all the copper. I dig this. I think they really did a good job. Whoever took this concept into production, this is a really good job. So I'm excited for this one too. I'm definitely purchasing this one this year. Let's see, what do we have next? Okay, the Carnival Carnage here. It's another Carnival piece. So there's 2 Carnival pieces this year. We'll go, Kelly. What do you think of this one?
Again, I've been saying this about all of them. I love this one. This one. I mean, if you have a haunted carnival, this is going to fit right in. I love the candy corn. I love all the crazy colors. It looks like something that would be in a carnival. People love the clown theme. That's a huge win for it. It's cracking me up because those little ones, just like the little heads in there. I don't know why that's cracking me up so much, but this is going to be one of those classic pieces too that you want for your carnival. And I really like this one. Really, really pleased with this one.
Landon, what do you think?
I think as far as the non-animated pieces go, this is the one I'm most excited for. I don't think this one's animated. Maybe that prize wheel at the top will spin, but I don't know. But I'm starting to dabble into the carnival theme more, especially because I've got the tilt and hurl from a few years ago and the pendulum from last year. And I will for sure be getting that spiderweb Ferris wheel. So I'll for sure be picking this one up. It looks like it's got good lighting on it, orange and purple lights around the base. I love all the prizes that you have on it. Like you have like the killer teddy bears, the mummy and everything, and the candy corn. It looks great. I think this is a great side piece for your carnival.
Yeah, same. Ryan, I guess, what do you think here? And also the price will probably tell us a little bit on this.
Yeah, so the price is $59.99 on this. So I'm kind of wondering if the carnival barkers up on top there are going to have some kind of soundtrack, which will really sell this piece, I think, because there's no animation. There's some nice lighting on it. So I'm thinking it's going to have a soundtrack to it, which will really help. I just hope they don't say this is Carnival Carnage, because they have to announce every name and every piece they do.
Yeah, over and over.
Yeah, but I think it'll be really cool, and the lighting's pretty cool on it. I like the little fairy lights they have on top. I do like the classic balloon clown game at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a carnival, you got to have this one, and it's as close as you're going to have to like a little game booth. They don't seem to make them anymore, so this is as close as you're going to get for one.
Yeah, it's like a big midway piece, like a big Carnival midway, taller than you would normally see on a Carnival midway or circus, but I dig it. I think this is one of the ones where I think that the lighting in this promo shot is probably going to do it a massive disservice. I have a feeling when this one's lit up, when you see those LED strands around it, I bet it's going to look really good, especially, well, I don't think this sign right here doesn't look like it's lit up.
No, but the front sign has the two LEDs right down in the front there. You can see on either side of the tower there. The
Oh,
LED
yeah.
pointing towards a
Yeah.
Carnival of Carnage. So that might be a green tint or a purple tint. That'll be kind of a cool look to it.
Yeah, it's interesting that not that they have just two Carnival pieces, but two actual, like, sort of, this isn't a centerpiece, but I mean, it looks like it's lit really well. And for that price, it's interesting when Lemax does that, like around $60, because that normally means there's more substantial stuff going on, but you don't know how much. It's not like the $100 pieces where you're normally getting a boatload of animation and sound.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool to see what this one actually does, but it's a cool one too. I think it's just, I'm really enjoying this lineup this year. All right. So Kelly, I'm going to let you start on this one. This is going to be one of the sleeper buildings, I think, of the year that people are going to really like. There's always one of the lit buildings, I think, that's the standard lit, but that everybody loves. So Kelly, what do you think about the bookstore here?
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say that exact thing, that this is going to be, no, that's okay. I love that we're like on the same, like, thinking about the same thing. I think this is really going to be one that people like. I love the theme, the Ghost Riders Antique Bookstore. I'm all about puns and like little like jokes like that. I think, and Lemax is amazing for that. If you look at all the little signs on any building, there's a joke hidden in there. And so like this, I think I love that window in the front with that, the scene inside, but then the one up at the top that has like a face. I think that grate is so cool. And it's a bulb lit building. I love those. And I think this would look really awesome in a downtown. And this is reminding me of the coffee shop from last year, the Ravens, was it Ravens Roost?
Ravens Roost brew house.
Thank you. That it kind of thank you. Yeah, really. It does remind me of that vibe. Like, I think the same people that like that one will like this one, and I think they would go really well together. It's like you go get your book, and then you walk over and get your coffee, and you have a nice afternoon in the haunted downtown. I think it's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Ryan, on this one, what do you think?
Yeah, again, this is going to be one of the $30 buildings. It's a bulb lit building. It's got a cool inside scene with it, which is the way they used to do the inside scenes, was just a bulb lit. At the top is open, so it kind of glows over the top and gives it a nice look to it. The little skeletons in there typing away. And I like the new pumpkins they're using. They're using those same pumpkins on a lot of the pieces, and they're much higher quality than the ones they used to use. Even the signage is better. It's pretty cool. I like it. And the accessory that goes with this.
I'll show that one.
Yeah.
Actually, here, hang on.
Awesome.
Let me jump to it right here.
And there's another one too.
No, I might not have that one on here.
Okay.
I didn't grab all the accessory pictures just because there was a bunch, but I know there was one somewhat like it.
Yeah. There's actually a piece that I thought went with the regular village until I found it on the Halloween site, called Miss Terry. She's in charge of the bookstore.
That's cute. Oh my gosh.
That's cool.
I cannot wait to see that.
Yeah, she's in an old Victorian dress and she's holding an antique book in her hands. So that's going to be awesome in front of this piece.
People will love it. Yeah. Landon, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that as far as like the bulb pieces go, I think that this one's going to shine a little bit more because it does look like that window at the top is very bright. And like what Ryan Fitch is saying, like, I love how Lemax, they are doing like companion accessories for their pieces. They typically in the past, they didn't do many of those, but I love how they're doing that this year. And because it's only $30, if you wanted a fantastic companion piece with this building, actually the Ghost Academy, I think that this one and the Ghost Academy together would work very well.
I would just add here, like, the name is very clever, the Ghost Riders Antique Bookstore. Like, it really could be, like, I live in a river town here near St. Louis, a smaller town actually, and we have an old historic Main Street, and there are old bookstores, and then, like, 100-year-old buildings that they're in, a bunch of cobblestone buildings like this, and it's the same vibe. Like, you could really have this store. And a couple years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, when the library came out at Michael's, when that was that one, people loved that building. And I know that just from people reaching out to me. And that was the one that, because so many people that like this hobby are into reading and books and everything. It's just, they go together. And I think this is going to be one, especially for the price. People are going to like jam on this one, for $30. I think it's just themed very, very well. I think that's kind of the theme of Lemax this year, is they've themed things pretty well, in my opinion. And we can kind of talk about that a little bit later. Let's see what we got here. All right. So this is one of the big main event pieces. I cannot wait to see this in person. Landon, I'm going to let you cut loose on this one. What do you think here, the Skull Cave Quarry?
This one, if you forced me to pick, actually, I don't know. I like a lot of the buildings this year, but this is definitely one of the ones I'm most excited for. To me, this is old school Spooky Town, like the fogging feature on it.
It looks like a fogger right here.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like they have a fogger.
But if you go to the left, you go to the left, you see that little compartment with the switch? Yeah.
Oh.
That was on the Chestnut Cabin, which has that smoking feature. I did a review of that on my channel. So no, that one smokes for sure. I love how the eyes in the Skull Cave are lit up red. It just looks fantastic. And I think that there's a lot you could do with this. You could do it with you could put it in like a mountain. You could put it with some of the pirate pieces like the Isle of Doom, which actually, fun fact, the Isle of Doom, the original one, the one with the smoker, that was the last building that Lemax made that smoked until this came along. So, and that was back in 2004.
In the Halloween line, right?
Yeah, in the Halloween line.
Yeah. Yeah. Ryan, how about this one? I'm really curious what this guy price is at.
It's not that bad. It's I just lost it here. I believe it's $89.99.
Wow. That's
$84.99, $85. So,
I'm shocked. I thought it was going to be over 100 for sure with a fogger on it.
Yeah, so like Landon pointed out, there's the button on the side there to switch for the fogger, which is classic. I actually love the new fogger that they're using. The old ultrasonic ones were terrible. They wore out. You had to use distilled water. You had to keep them clean. This thing, you throw some water in it, you turn it on, it starts smoking, you turn it off, it stops. It's beautiful. And I think this might have a soundtrack to it too.
Good.
For that price point. I'm thinking. The fogger alone doesn't push the price to that level. So this might have a soundtrack to it as well. Probably a little dude up in the top there says something, I like it a lot. It's going to go great with a lot of different pieces.
What, Kelly, what do you think?
Okay, I've just been smiling this whole time when we guys were talking about it. This is incredible. Okay, so the more I'm looking at it, I'm getting ideas on where you could place it. So maybe if you didn't have a pirate theme, which I have the Isle of Doom, I have the original one, and it is really loud when you turn on the fogger. So I'm really excited to hear that this will be, better than that old system. But so I'm looking at this, and tell me if I'm like crazy, but doesn't it kind of remind you of something that would be at like Silver Dollar City or something, like a ride that you could go on?
I'm going to go on that more. Yes, I totally.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. But
Okay.
Again, we're thinking the same thing.
Yeah. So I see it for that, but I think it could fit in a lot of places. There's other quarry buildings, and there's other like industrial things. So I think this could fit in for a lot of people in their village. And it is the most interesting. It gets my award for the most interesting looking building this year. The more I'm looking at it, I really, really like this one. I love that purple light, that cave, and then you looking in there, and it's like the mystery. It's like, what's in there? And it's like a pile of skeletons. Like, that's amazing. I cannot say enough nice things about this one. I really like it.
So yeah, my first thought actually too is I was thinking, there's a couple thoughts on it. One, yes, I think this would work great for a carnival. Actually, it looks like this would be something at a Silver Dollar City, or like a Dollywood, that kind of thing. It also, like, I can't wait to see what people do with this, because this is going to be the building that people carve these big mountains, and they put this thing at the top, and the fog rolls down, and it looks like it would be at the top too of a mountain. People are going to do a lot of things with this, and assuming that, it looks like the skull there, hopefully that lights up with red lights. It looks like it does. And you're going to have purple, green, yellow and the red. You're gonna have multicolors on it, like fog coming out of it. It looks like it's gonna be a great showpiece. And I'll take your guys' word for it. I don't have experience with the new fogger, but assuming the fogger's good, it's going to be probably a pretty durable piece. It looks like I don't think you're going to have animation on it. It doesn't look like, so, hopefully it'll last. And yeah, I love this. And just, we can be critical, like on this, the Department 56 one, we were pretty critical. I mean, I wasn't really feeling that, but Lemax so far, it's just like, man, I'm trying to wait to talk about that, where it feels like this lineup maybe fits in historically, but this is a great one. I think people are going to be really, really jacked for this one. I think it's just well themed. Also, it kind of reminds me of the Symphony of Screams, just from, I know it's not themed with it necessarily, but that carved look that it's got. I don't know if I would think it's ceramic, like the outside of it. It doesn't look like a plastic piece. I don't know. Look like it'd be a heavier piece though to me from this. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, wait. I'm going to start on this one. This accessory is incredible. Like, this was like made for me, it looks like. I remember when I saw this, Ryan was the first one to send it, actually. He's like, check this out. And I hadn't seen it yet. And then I showed it to Kelly and Landon, and it's just, man, Hungry Treehouse is one of my favorites of all time. I think it probably is my favorite accessory. So to have these jack-o'-lanterns, it's just, this is awesome. And Ryan, on this, what does this guy retail for? Do you know?
$30.
Okay, so it's funny. I mean, that's a good price, but for an accessory, that's expensive. So really, this is more like priced like a small building.
Yeah. But let me tell you something. This is something that Department 56 does a little better than Lemax. And they have a series of buildings, and this is a series that Lemax forgot a long time ago. The different tree houses, and people love them. They go for a ton of money on eBay. You can hardly find them. If they're all retired. So for this one to come back, this one's awesome. I like everything about it. I mean, I'll have one of these on my desk at work.
Yeah,
in June.
It does look like one of those ones that put on like the office desk. It stands alone, and it's just like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like the Hungry Treehouse, again, that's like the companion. You put these in a haunted neighborhood, and I mean, come on, man. Kelly, what do you think on it?
Okay, so I'm trying to stay calm because I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. When I saw this piece, I actually went, oh my God, like they did a pumpkin. Like, that's how excited I was. Okay. Whew, now that's out of her. All right. So I'm thinking about this piece as, so I collect, the trick or treat theme. That's my theme. That's what I always go for. And then the pumpkin patch. So I'm seeing this in my pumpkin, like obviously a pumpkin theme pumpkin patch, but I have one of the tree houses, and it's like the normal kids are climbing in the tree house, but how cool would this be in the pumpkin patch? Another fun tree house to kids to explore. I mean, yes, it could fit into something haunted, but I'm always like thinking like, how could I fit it in with like my normal village? And I think this really could too, but anything pumpkin, I'm going to go crazy for. And I think this would look really cool. If you have like a haunted hayride kind of a thing, like I have a little path and I think that would look really cool right next to the path, something interesting for the people on the hayride to see. Okay, I got to calm down. I'm excited. Buying this one, definitely. This is going to be an all-timer for me. It's already my favorite and I haven't even seen it.
It's pretty easy to say this one's going to be good because this is, again, these tree houses, like Ryan was saying, man, they're just hard to get and they sell for a fortune. And I just buy this one. It's going to be a good deal for that. Landon, what's your, point chime in here?
I'm kind of with all you guys. I think that this, by quite a bit of a margin, is the coolest accessory that I've seen Lemax do in years. Ryan, this may be a bit obvious, but this tree lights up, right?
It is. It's a battery operated piece.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
That's
cool.
what I was going to ask. Is it double A? Because I don't see the cords or anything.
Yeah. No, this one, even though it's just an accessory, technically, this will be a centerpiece, I feel, for a pumpkin patch. Just because, again, it's just kind of like, how pumpkin patches, they have like these, kind of weird attractions where it's like, oh, look, it's a train made out of pumpkins or something like that. this seems like something that you would find, like they maybe not necessarily find, but it's like they crafted like a pumpkin tree or something. It looks fantastic. I cannot wait for this. You will for sure see me talk about that.
You know, Landon, it's funny you bring that up because I hadn't thought of it like that. Yeah, a couple pumpkin patches by me have like a truck made out of pumpkins, and they don't, so they never take it down normally. They always leave it up year after year, so it kind of gets more washed away. You know, every year kind of looks a little worse or a little older. I could see like if a pumpkin patch had this, it would be, you know, it'd be like that if it just left it up every year. I'm going to give a shout out to my friend Randy who wrote the book on pumpkin patches. Randy, what's up? He's gonna freak on this. Has a massive pumpkin patch. He's gonna die, I'm sure, when he sees this piece. like if several of us did. I can't wait to talk about this. It's funny that this year, between this and that Frankenstein water tower, literally two of my favorite accessories in the last decade are going to come out in the same year. I think that's pretty interesting that you know, they just happen to be doing that, the Department 56 one. So let's move on here. I know there's at least one more big building, which is just crazy. There's this many in the standard line. You know, normally it feels like in years past, and maybe I'm wrong, but the Michaels exclusives, there was more of the new buildings where they would just do a lot of the re-releases. It feels like there's just a lot of new releases this year in the standard line, and like good ones too, like not standard bulblet stuff. Okay, hang on here. So here we go. Sorry, I had the accessories backwards. Point Dread, look at this one. Like I'm gonna have to go on this one here for a minute. I love the nautical theme. I really dig that. This one looks cool. I love the detail here of the shark jaws. I don't know how tall this one is. It looks like it's gonna, these guys rotate. This dude rotates here, kind of like the what was it, the Zombie Fortress.
Mhm.
It's similar chassis layout. But I love the lighthouse like look here, and I like how the cracked glass up here is actually a pumpkin. Like that's wicked to me. I just, the devil's in the details, right? Let me just quickly, we'll roll this guy. I guess this could go with that or the cave piece. I don't know who this guy goes with, but this definitely goes with it. And I love this, the actual catching the, you know, the shark here. I think that looks fantastic, as we were talking about earlier, accessories to go with it. So Ryan, what is this one retail for?
That one's going to be 80.
Okay.
$80, yeah.
What are your thoughts on it?
I like it. Definitely like it. You know, we're all used to the same kind of motion from the different, you know, Zombie Fortress, like you mentioned. It'll be about the same height as that. It goes really cool, like you said, with any kind of nautical theme, the pirate theme. It'll go with the quarry. It'll go with, you know, and even a zombie theme. You know, the guy in the little ticket booth almost looks like he belongs in the carnival too.
Yeah,
You could put him in the middle of a water ride, actually.
Yeah, I like the right down here too. I just noticed the tentacles there. I like that.
Which might match a certain old retired carnival piece.
And that's actually what I was thinking. It's like if you've got an octo squeeze, this would, if you were in a real carnival or a amusement park, you could see this off next to where they have like the big octo squeeze. You could see this themed over there, if not even a ride, just as a lookout tower or just even scenery. This is cool, man. I dig this one. I just like the nautical theme on it. Landon, what do you think on this?
I'm kind of with you. I dig this one. Something that I've noticed this year, not a lot of green lighting on the pieces. I know people in the past, they've kind of complained that Lemax, they went a bit excessive with the green. I'm seeing mainly purple and orange and yellow, which that's really cool. I like how, I believe that this, the guys on the plank, that will rotate around as well. And it kind of looks like it does. And my big thing, you see
Maybe.
it? And kind of my big thing is I wonder if the top does anything, like maybe if it spins or maybe if it moves up and down. And I hope it's lit. If it's lit, then it's going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's what I wonder. I mean, as Ryan was talking about the price point, that would be, for that price point, maybe a lot of animation, but I mean, with that top here, I would hope a lighthouse would be lit, you know.
Yeah.
that would be nice. But with the jack-o'-lantern, like the way that looks, it looks like a thin, I don't know what material that is, but it looks like if there's a bulb or something in there, it would look really, really sharp lit up. And again, as Ryan said, there aren't a lot of pieces to theme with the octo squeeze, but here you go. I think it's sweet. again, I'm just really happy with how these are themed here. Okay, this is, sorry, once again, the accessory first. I love this building. This is actually like my sleeper, my personal one that I have to have this. I love the whole apple theme, the bobbing for apples. This one too, it's also like a bobbing for apples, like a tub, an apple tub that the building has. Just fantastic theming. And you have this witch also you can buy that goes with it too, an accessory, which again, just cool they're doing that. Let's see, Kelly, what do you think on the this shop here?
This is another one that's just incredible.
It's gonna be an expensive year.
Well, yeah, I'm really the more we're clicking through, I'm going, oh my God, my cart is full. Like I just it's probably, besides the pumpkin tree house, this is my favorite piece from this year. And this is a building and that's an accessory. So they can both be my favorites. I decided. So this one, I love the look of it. It's so striking. We don't have any, I'm trying to think if we have anything like this in the collections past. I love the spiders, that's, always an amazing thing. Snakes. I mean, I just noticed there's snakes on the handles. How cool is that? And that
apple vibe.
Yes. And so this one, I'm looking at it. It could go next to, I'm always trying to think like what pieces would it go with in my village, or if I do my spooky village, this would go with the trick or treat candy shop. I can see it sitting right next to that. It's kind of got that same vibe. I wish I could say more about this, but this one's my favorite building of this year. Definitely, I have to get this one. And I think another one that's going to be really sought after in a few years.
Brian, on this one, what's the price on this one?
$40.
We should have had a guess every time the contest. See
yeah.
What it is. Is this battery lit? Do you know?
This is going to be, no, this is, battery operated 4.5 volt. Yep.
Okay. It looked like it would be that.
Yeah. When I first saw this, the first thing I thought, and this is going to be a huge compliment for them, it looks like an apartment 56 piece. Because the first thing I thought was when I saw the apples on top and even the pumpkin with the candy eyes, it has that same look that the Creatures of the Deep building had with the fake glass around it with the tanks.
Yeah.
It's very different for Lemax. I like it a lot. And it looks like it's got a small footprint to it too. So it'll fit a little shop, kind of, it's a very tall piece, but it's got a small footprint as far as, circumference on it. So it'll fit like a nice little shop, like Kelly said,
Yeah, exactly. Landon, what do you think on it?
I just now noticed that, when you said that the whole base of the house looks like a bobbing from apple tub, I'm really starting to come around on this one. At first, I really wasn't feeling it, just because I guess from the looks of it, I almost thought it was just a bulb piece. But I see that there's a spotlight that's shining on the witch here, and it does look like that those apples on the top are internally lit as well. So this is one that I'm very interested to see what it will look like when it's lit up. So that's going to be kind of my big thing on it. But if those apples are lit and they're lit well, it's going to be pretty sweet, and a good chance you're going to see me talk about it.
Yeah, I think for me, this would go killer with the taffy shop. You got the apple shop and you got the taffy shop right next to it. Good carnival piece for me. Good pumpkin patch piece. This could be like the silly little stand at a pumpkin patch, that they are selling actual candy apples. I love real candy apples, or not. I like caramel apples. Sorry, more than candy apples, but it's just well themed. I hadn't thought about what Ryan said there, that it looks Department 56, but it does. Again, that's a compliment. It looks like a pretty good paint job, well themed, probably pretty small, and even has an accessory with it. And I'm excited for this one too. This is another one that I have to buy this year. It's a must buy, and there's just so many of them. It feels like this year it's almost overwhelming with it.
I just thought of another thing that you could, if you have the sugar and spice Halloween theme.
From back in the day,
out like 2005. I think it could really fit with that too. It kind of has that vibe.
Or even like the fairy tale, I think you could kind of get away with it, a fairy tale thing. It has a little bit of that vibe. It's, again, there's just a lot of different things. But even I think with the spiders that you have on it, in the apples, it's going to go right with the the Ferris wheel this year. I mean, put it right next to it. Boom, there you go. You have an instant carnival this year. A little, a side thing. All right. What is the name of this one actually? Is this a Rock and Roll Blues Club?
No, this is the Squeal Street Blues.
Okay, so as somebody who lives 4 hours from Beale Street, I've been on Beale Street. I'm a pretty hardcore guitar player and a blues guitar player. I love this piece. Again, I'm not normally these kind of things like where it looks standard lit, but man, a blues club, like a rock and roll blues club, to me, this like just hits me. I love the Squeal Street too instead of Beale Street. I dig it. I think that's hilarious. It's a nice play on it. Landon, I'll go to you on this one. What do you think?
It's funny that you mentioned in the whiting. I actually think that, how some people, they sometimes swap out the internal bulbs with like, I don't know, flashing ones or color changing ones. I think that this one would be excellent for a color changing bulb. So if you were to get this building, I would recommend that you get it, the color changing bulb with it. Because I mean, how like those blues and rocks clubs, they have the, sometimes they have the crazy lighting that's going on the inside, but not necessarily on the outside.
Every time, man, I come out with epilepsy after some clubs.
So no, I dig this one. I think that if for just a bulb piece, I love the look of it. It's really cool. Again, it goes with the New Orleans theme.
Yeah. Ryan, do you want to touch on that with, how they've been doing that, like that New Orleans vibe thing?
Yeah. And it's almost, I think Lemax, the key takeaway this year is Lemax listened to everybody. They trolled through all the forums, all the pages on Facebook, and they took everybody's advice and they really jumped on the what everybody's calling the Boo Orleans theme, with the jazz, and the, Day of the Dead stuff, and this is going to fit right in there. This building belongs on Bourbon Street. It really does.
Yeah.
The rest of the New Orleans theme,
Yeah, and I think one of the cool parts you get themed this with obviously would go with the heebie-jeebies. You have that whole, rock club area, like the Beale Street thing, of course, with the jazz club from last year. Pretty cool. Kelly, what do you think about this one?
Well, you guys kind of said it all. I think it's a good solid piece. If you don't have any bars, but you want to get into that theme, if you like blues, if you like music, I think it'll fit in. I'm cracking up with the little sign at the bottom. Yeah.
Like that is that's
yeah. So I think like I said, just like a really good solid, like not a filler piece, but like a piece that's not like they can't all be showstoppers, you know what I mean? Like you have to have some breaks in it. I think this will fit right in to a town square kind of thing. I love the colors, the brick. We don't see a lot of like actual brick colored brick, so I think that's neat. Looks good.
I agree on it. I think it's nice. I mean, did you say the price on this one, Ryan? I'm sorry.
It's $30. It's
$30.
another lit building, so around $30 all of them.
Okay. Yeah, I do like the colors, the different colors in the facades, the purple and the red. Again, I'm kind of a sucker though for this, like the blues thing. I love real Beale Street. It makes me sad. It's like when is it? When we're gonna be able to actually go have fun and stuff and do that kind of stuff? Go to a rock club again. But no, another cool piece. Again, I don't think it's filler, but it's not a showstopper.
Sorry.
It's nice. No, I agree. And even this guitar, I like how it's got the Guitar Here sign on it. It's pretty cool. All right, those are the buildings that we're talking about. So let's talk about some of these accessories, just quick hits. Kelly, I know you really like this one. So.
Oh man, I'm excited whenever we get new trick-or-treaters because we don't always get new trick-or-treaters. And this one is okay. It ticks all the boxes for me because we've got the Superman, we've got the little pumpkin, we've got a dog, and we have a pun. We have a pun on the joke. It's amazing.
An actual dad joke.
Yes. Love this piece. I love this little accessory. It's gonna fit right in with a trick-or-treat village. I think it's so cute. And I've been thinking that you could do if you have a carnival theme, you could use trick-or-treaters as like the people at the carnival. So like this could even be in there. So
yeah. And for these accessories, we have a few of these here. If anybody has something, just stop. I'm going to kind of roll through them. Okay. Well, yeah, this is pretty sweet. Ryan, you want to chime in on this one, this witch gazebo?
Yeah, again, this is another theme that they used to have with the gazebos. You know, they had the bone one last year. I forgot the exact name of it. You know, it was a re-release actually. This one's it's $20. It's going to be another one of those. I'm sure we get the little handmade card in it. You know, that's why the price point's a little higher because they pay a little more attention to the paint on it. I love the little pumpkin lights. They always fall off, but you stick them right back on again. They're great. But it's a very cool piece. It'll go with a lot of the you know, the witch themes out there. And again, this will actually fit into the Witch's Hollow for Department 56 if you wanted to.
I know it feels
as a centerpiece.
it feels sort of that. I like that. Anybody else have anything they want to add on this one? We can roll on here.
I actually think that, and this is probably what I'm going to use it for, depending on if it's at Michael's. If it's at Michael's, then I'll probably pick it up. But I think that this would be fantastic also for a trick-or-treat village, because to me, it's got the of course, you got the pumpkin lights on it. It looks like a gazebo that's decorated. It's decorated for the season. Granted, you know, the witch hat, that's, most places don't do that, but still, I think it would work great for a trick-or-treat neighborhood, and that's probably what I'm going to use it for.
I agree. Yeah, it's pretty cool for that. This guy here, we already kind of talked about him. He's kind of one of the accessories at Point Lookout, I believe. This is cool. This arch, this like tree wicker arch. I dig this one. Could kind of work for witches, for different things. For those of you out there who are Nintendo Animal Crossing players, this is very reminiscent of something in the game, actually, the arches that they use in there, which is pretty cool. Roll on here, unless, again, somebody stop.
I'm going to jump in here.
Yeah, go for it.
That's battery operated, in case you haven't noticed the eyes.
So what I was wondering here, are these pumpkins lit too?
The pumpkins are lit and the eyes and the skeleton are lit.
Okay, so then this is super cool then. What's this one go for, like 20, 25?
$13.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty wicked, like, for that. I think so this would be an excellent accent piece for a lot of things, but like for a pumpkin patch or something, like, it's just that pop of light you can put somewhere. You know, this reminds me of like the old I have it and I've used it in just various displays, the old hedge, like the hedgerow that they have with the little eyes. It's not something that, it's not like a big beacon that flashes, but it's something that is seen, like you can see the lights. It just looks cool. Some ambiance. I dig this one. That's cool that it's lit. I didn't know that. That's another thing where it's tough to see. I mean, I can see now that you say that, but it was tough beforehand. I guess I didn't notice that. All right. Yeah, this is for me. I definitely have to have this. This is a legit scarecrow. It looks like this is actual, like a really scary scarecrow that your kids would be terrified to look at when they're at the pumpkin patch. And I love this one. This harvester guy. It's reminiscent of the Freaky Farmer from a couple years back. I love that piece, and I use it with the Mad Pumpkin Patch. But this one looks like it's made to go in your cornfield Mad Pumpkin Patch. Anybody want to add anything on this one?
Well, he actually is called the Scary Scarecrow, so you got it.
Is he? Okay, I did. Yeah,
and he's $7, so buy two.
Yeah. Give one to a friend.
Yes.
I love the wheat. A lot of times it's corn, but I think that's wheat behind him, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it does.
So that's kind of different. I really like that. I'm from Kansas, so I, anything with wheat, I'm like, oh, it's home, But I'm definitely gonna find a place for this guy somewhere in my pumpkin patch. Yeah, he does look like Freaky Farmer, but I like this guy. And then the trio of what was that called? It was like an accessory. There were three of them lined up. Three. Yeah, yep. It could fit right in there with those guys. Yeah, this is a neat little accessory.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think you were talking about this guy right here.
Yep.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's him.
Yep.
Sinister Scarecrows.
That is
okay. Thank you.
The funny thing, I always forget what I buy. I'm pretty sure I bought that last year. I didn't do it.
I always have props available.
Do what?
I always have props available at any time.
This is great. If anyone wants to chime in here, those that have the clowns, this is like a great trick-or-treater, spooky clown, carnival, a lot of different things this could go with.
So in this scene that I have behind me, this is like a pumpkin festival going on, or a Halloween festival, and there's some little kid that has balloons, and she's the only kid in there with a balloon. So I think it's going to be really kind of a cool thing to have a freaky clown giving out balloons like that. I think this could fit in. Kids get scared on Halloween. That's part of it. So I think this is really could fit in my village too. Sorry, I'm always trying to think like what I could do with it.
Yeah,
So
sure. Sure.
yeah, I like this one because it's not too scary, and it could be a guy like it doesn't have to be like a sinister clown. It can be like a guy that's like, scaring kids on Halloween because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I like this one. All right, Ryan, talk about this one. This is cool.
Yeah, I love this one. I've been teasing people with some retro stuff that's coming out. They haven't done a car in a while, a decent car. They had the monster truck, they had a couple of hot rods, and Part 56 is doing some hot rods now. The Monsters one they just did, a couple other ones, and I like that the car is kind of like the retro look that they used to use. However, the witches is the new style witches that they've been using in the past couple of years. It's a really cool piece. It's called Girls Night Out on Halloween. It's $10. And it kind of goes with the Girls Night Out they had last season with the same three witches almost. It's a very cool piece. I like it.
What was again, it's a piece I own and I forget the names, but it's Creepy Cruising or something with the monsters in the convertible. I forget. It's
yeah, Creepy Cruiser. Yeah. Like that,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a cool piece. It's reminiscent of that one. And of course the monster truck I like the cars and all these. Anybody else on this one?
Yeah, I wanted to mention just one thing specifically. I love how the wheel is actually a black cat. If you can see it there.
Would that be a hubcat?
Yeah, a hubcat.
That's funny. I didn't even think of that. Great pun.
Thanks.
No, I think that if you're a fan of the witches, I think that people are gonna go nuts for, especially the witch fans, because honestly, what's not to love about it is, again, it's the witches and the car. It just looks great.
Kelly, were you going to chime in?
Oh, it's a great piece. I'm not even really into cars, but I think I could find a place for this one. The frog is selling me, and then the wicked.
The plate.
The plate on the front there.
Good price too. Seems pretty cheap for it, I think. This here, it's another cool witch piece. They're doing some witch stuff, and the black cat's on this one. There's not this is kind of a standard one, but it's still cool. I think they're doing witches, and they're keeping with it. It's like an accessory here.
That one was a Michael's exclusive last year.
What was that?
This was a Michael's exclusive last year.
Oh, okay. See, my bad on it. So this is brought in the main line then. I got most of them out. I got most of the Michael, because I guess we should say too, I didn't put them in here. This is my error on this one. A lot of times the Michael's exclusives from the previous year, well, all the time, they come out the next year as a mainline building, and that goes with the accessories and everything too. What is this piece called?
That's a Frightful Feline Choir.
Okay, cool. Well, since it was out last year, we can go on to here. Okay, that's it actually for the ones we're talking about here. So there are some more accessories. I'm going to stop the screen share here, and we can kind of give our thoughts on this. I'll wait to give mine last, but here's the question I'm going to ask. I'll go Ryan, Landon, Kelly, and then I'll kind of put my ender on it. Where do you think this lineup here, because we've gushed on this one, and it hasn't always been that way the last couple of years. There's been some cool pieces, but I feel like the Lemax lineup generally has been top heavy with like one or two cool pieces, but then maybe not a lot of stuff across the line. It just seems like there's a lot of stuff here. So where would you think that this kind of rates, even though we haven't seen them yet in person? Start with you, Ryan. Where do you think this lineup kind of rates historically for Lemax?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if it was due to COVID or what happened. This is the line that should have come out last year for the 20th anniversary. It's that good. It should have been a very popping, carnival rides, pirate stuff. Everything everybody's been asking for is coming out this season. And like I said, I'm not sure if they're going through the Facebook groups and looking at what people are wanting and asking for, but they definitely listened. Somebody got word to them. And everything they wanted is out this season. It's gonna be a great lineup this year.
I'd never thought of that. I think that's really cool though, thinking about the 20th anniversary on it. Who was up next? Was it Landon? I think it was Landon. What do you think?
Again, I actually think that there's a lot of buildings this year that if you were to tell me they were to come out like during the 2004 2008 era, like specifically the Distillery, the Ferris wheel, and the cave, if you told me that those were from like the early mid 2000s, I would have no issues believing you. So no, very impressed with this lineup. And I have to say, if this is how good the standard lineup is, I don't know what to expect with the exclusives.
Yeah, remember, folks, this is not. I mean, typically the exclusives are viewed as the kind of the real showcase pieces most years. There's only a couple of them, but normally that's where you get the big releases on it. So, Kelly, what do you think here for this lineup?
As far as all the years past, I can only think of maybe 2 years that I would consider either the same level or slightly better. I have liked every piece that we've seen, and normally I'm like, that's all right, it's okay, or I don't like that at all. But every piece this year has been, like Ryan said, it's like they heard us. It's like they were, watching and listening and wanted to give us what we were asking for. And I'm so thrilled. I'm so thrilled. I feel like I've been collecting Lemax for 12 years. And for a while there, I have to be honest, I was kind of like, I don't know, why am I maybe I shouldn't, be in this hobby. Not that I wanted to quit, but I just wasn't as excited about it. This year has really brought the excitement back for me. So I don't know I think that's as glowing as, a review I could give.
Yeah, so I mean, I have to really echo along here. Like, again, I'm not always enthused like with everything. Again, I felt like they've had some top heavy lineups in years past. This is the best lineup since I've personally been collecting that any company's done. I've never wanted so many, like to where there's like must buy buildings. And again, from just listening, I get to talk to a lot of people and the folks that leave comments. It really feels like there's just something for a lot of people here and the themes that they've liked. And I think Ryan really I think he summed it up the best. This would have been like the 20th anniversary. And it would have been fine. And last year again was like a top heavy one. Even like the You Create It one, the whiskey distillery, that is wicked that they've done that. And we haven't seen the Michaels exclusives. I'll just say I have seen one of them, and it's a very good one. And so that's only one of them that I happen to see, and it's just like, man, it's nuts this year what they have in store. And I think that this is going to be one of those years to where I didn't collect back in the late 2000s to where you hear about people when they walked into Michael's and you see some of the pictures and it's like, oh man, there's a torture factory. Look at all these cool buildings they have. I just think like how most of us experience it when we go into the Michael's for the first time. I think people are going to just be flipping out this summer when this happens, because it's like, look at all these heavy hitters. And again, we haven't even seen all the exclusives yet. So there's still more. And it's just, I would say, bravo, Lemax. I was really disappointed with Department 56 this year. And it's probably good because I can't afford all this stuff. I mean, just for me personally. I know some people are happy with it, and it's fine. To me, Lemax just is really swinging this year. Yeah, and that's it. We'll have to do a recap. I want you guys all on later this year for a recap, and we can actually see these buildings. You know how it is whenever you see the new pictures, and everybody's you get excited about it, but once you see them, and like in August, normally when that newness fades and everybody's building their displays and everything, that's when you kind of get a more critical, real opinion of everything. And I'm just curious, what to think of that. I know, from frequenting the message boards as I have for years, a lot of people you always kind of hear the same things, the boo birds who every year is the worst year. And okay, I understand critical feedback. I just cannot understand the people this year. If you don't like this year, it's just like, man, what are you doing in the hobby? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't say that because I know there are certain themes that aren't represented, but I'm just enthused. And again, as somebody who sometimes their enthusiasm will wane, and it's been a tough year personally for me. It's why you haven't seen me much on this channel. I needed this, like, to get my enthusiasm back, like really get it back. It's nice. So just final thoughts here, plug anything, kind of say your goodbye. Ryan, I want to thank you for joining. I can't wait to have you back.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
This is great. Thank you for wanting to be on here. again, you want to plug yourself, and you do sell these buildings. I want to say that, plug yourself.
Yeah, I already have an order in, so all this awesome stuff is already going to be on its way. I should have it in mid-June. I made sure to get on the bus early this year because it's going to be a heavy one. Like you said, it's going to be hard to get this stuff in stock. It, like I said, I've been selling this stuff for three years now, solid, and this is the best lineup I've seen. And a lot of the complaints you hear, it's too plasticky, it's too this, it's too that. I don't see it this year. I just don't. They seem to have gone back. It probably is that polyresin stuff. It's not going to be heavy ceramic, but it looks like it, which I think is more important.
Yes,
it's a great line. So yeah, you'll see me on the message boards. I'll be in there. Horners Nation is always poking around.
I'll throw this out there, because people always ask, hey, where do you get this? Where do you get this? Where do you get this? There are a lot of good dealers out there, but I just know from talking to you, Ryan, you've been very helpful always to me. So I will, and I know your reputation is great. So folks, just take that for what you will. If you're looking for stuff, Department 56 as well too, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
On the way as well.
Kelly, I guess anything to plug, say goodbye, whatever.
Nothing to plug as normal, but I do want to thank Ryan for being here. He's been an awesome addition. Really enjoyed talking to you guys. Cannot wait to see what everybody is saying in the comments about this year. Really looking forward to, I think people are going to be really excited, and that's going to be really fun to talk to people about.
Same. I'm looking forward to talking to him. Landon.
Really the only thing that I have to plug is my YouTube channel, Halloween channel. I haven't been posting on there very often, but with just the lineup that Lemax has this year, I'm going to be posting a lot. Dang it, Lemax, I'm running out of space and money for this.
Yeah, I feel for some of my buddies who, I know a lot of the hardcore collectors that are friends of mine, and they're at the point where they're always like, I only have one building a year because I can't put multiple ones. Well, good luck this year. And a lot of those people actually that I know are only Lemax Spooky Town collectors. That's like the only thing they do, and they try. That's like a tradition. They go to Michael's, they pick up one. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. You'll probably get two, at least. I think it's going to be fun this year to see what sells out quick. It's always interesting to me. Yeah, we don't know if there's going to be coupon fiascos. It'll be interesting what the dealers' inventory gets. I just see that Treehouse is gone like immediately. Anywhere. I feel like that Treehouse is just gone already, pretty much. So that's going to be my first day when we get in there, or from Ryan. I have to talk to Ryan on the side. I can't wait to get that though. I have to have that one. It's just, there's so many have to have pieces. And for those of us like Landon, you do the video stuff for it, and some other friends of mine that do video reviews. It's going to be fun to see these because it looks like there's a lot of pieces that are going to be fun to video this year. And I will just tell you all, Lemax actually is sending a few of these pieces early release, as I've done the last few years. I think I have 6 of them that are on the way. So this spring, as soon as I get them in, I'm going to start posting reviews because I am pumped. So we're going to have a 5 week, whatever it is, of Spooky Town on this channel very early. So guys, I want to thank you very much for joining us. Ryan, I want to thank you for joining. You're going to be back for sure. I hope to have you back. Kelly and Landon, thank you guys as always. And thank you all out there. Hey, leave a comment below here. Let us know what you think of this year for Lemax Spooky Town. Where do you think it rates historically? If you're a longtime collector, I love reading the comments and stories. What are you interested in? Post it below, and I will have links to Ryan. I'll have links to Landon in the description here if you want to check them out. So thank you guys very much, and we will see you soon.